Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 10th of November 2021. For quite a long time now, pretty much most of this year, they've been referring to people like me and most likely like you as well. That is, people who have chosen not to participate in a current very popular treatment, if you know what I mean. And the kind of terminology they've used is that we are hesitant, big V hesitant, which is a bit strange really, isn't it? Because that kind of implies that you're kind of like, oh dear, I don't know whether to have this thing or not. Oh, these guys here are telling me to have it. Oh, these guys are here telling me not to have it. Oh, I'm hesitating. Well, that's not exactly my frame of mind, and it's not exactly how you're thinking either, I shouldn't think. And it should be perfectly clear to anyone by now that because these things have been around for pretty much a year. I think the first ones were going into people exactly this time last year. So they've been around a year, and for pretty much all of that year, we have had massive amounts of, first of all, persuasion and then coercion. So I think if we've got to this stage in December 2021 and we haven't had the thing, I don't think you can exactly say that we're hesitant, that we're hesitating. I think the more accurate description of people like us is that we are big V adamant. We are absolutely 100% categorically adamant that we will never, ever be having this cursed thing put into us, come hell or high water. So I don't think that's exactly hesitant, is it? It is pretty adamant. The other day when I was doing a video with my wife Lorraine, if you haven't seen it, it's a few days ago now, but the thumbnail is the two of us sitting there, so you'll soon find it. But while we were doing that video, Lorraine was saying that she had a meet up with a few friends, and all of whom are very much with the sort of mainstream narrative. And she was saying to me last night that one of them was saying, well, are you not... Oh, God, getting a phone call. That's the trouble with using your phone as a camera. You get phone calls coming through interrupting you sometimes when you're in the middle of a video. Where was I? So she was saying, this friend, to Lorraine, are you not concerned that you're going to get excluded from society? And Lorraine, very much like me, sort of said, well, no, because if society is going to go down the road of doing such a sort of a fascist thing, becoming a fascist apartheid society, well, why would you want to have anything whatsoever to do with such a society? And she kind of said that, probably not in quite so many words, but effectively that's what she said to this person, and that's how I feel, and it's probably how you feel as well. So we do not care if we get excluded from society, because we just don't want to be in this society. We do not want to be in a fascist, or have anything to do with, or have any part in a fascist apartheid society. And we will do everything we can to fight it and to kind of get away from it as well, if that's what it takes. So you'd also think, wouldn't you, that these people would kind of be thinking to themselves, well, you got people like Tim and Lorraine. They've always been up to now quite sort of reasonable, switched on, fairly intelligent people, and in fact, people sort of come to Lorraine and me in the past, asking if certain things are scams or not, and we've kind of advised them. So I think we're generally regarded as being reasonably switched on. So you'd think they'd say to themselves or think to themselves, these guys, these switched on guys, why are they so adamant that they're not going to have this big V? And to the point, to the point where they're willing to be excluded from society and sort of go through all kinds of, possible and potential hardship in the future. And if they're so against the thing, maybe I should, perhaps reconsider what I'm doing. But it doesn't seem to occur to these people to even think like that. And I guess it's kind of, and I keep going on about brainwashing, and if you're sort of fairly new here and you have been with the mainstream narrative up to now, you might sort of be kind of thinking, why is he going on about brainwashing? Well, I've spoken to military personnel and ex-military personnel, army officers, and as I say, other personnel as well, on these marches and elsewhere during these last few months. And some of them have said that the British population, and probably other populations around the world as well, have actually been subjected to military grade psychological manipulation, is how one of these ex-military personnel people put it. So with that in mind, I don't think you need to be kind of at all embarrassed if you've been taken in by all the nonsense and you're just kind of starting to come around to thinking, well, hang on a minute, something's not quite right. Well, that is why you've been subjected to military grade psychological kind of manipulation, and there's no need to feel ashamed about it. In fact, you've done well to kind of see through it now and and sort of fight back against it. And it also kind of gives you a bit of a clue as to what we're up against and what we have been up against and what we're going to be up against in the future. And deeply nefarious people willing to use all kinds of nefarious, wicked tactics against an innocent population. So and I think that really kind of puts us what we're up against kind of into black and white terms and shows what we're up against. But just to reiterate, both myself, Lorraine, a lot of other people we know, and no doubt a lot of people watching this right now, are all adamant that we, A, will never be having this thing, and B, we will be fighting back against this tyranny. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.